Right, legends, welcome to the crypto market review video. So let's start with the good old Bitcoin. Okay, what's Bitcoin doing? So like I said previously, I wanted to see this hold. Okay, so and because it's alt season, I'm thinking that altcoins are gonna be pushing up. Okay, so still Bitcoin, I'm still bullish as long as we hold this. Now, yes, it can come down, fill this void in, but what would have been better for us is for it to stay above this. So far, it's showing weakness now. Okay, it's showing weakness. Um, so for me to short term trade this on margin, I want to see. Okay, so if you've got this low here, could this just be a fake out? If we start rejecting this low here, push right back up, then I'm happy to take the long and we can be targeting these highs here. What would further confirm it is if we look and mark out our ranges now, this is where the importance of ranges are. Where are you within the range? Okay, let's mark this out. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so once we broke out of this cleanly, this was the first range low formed. Okay, this was just a spike. This is the first range low, and this is the range low. Okay, if we break this cleanly, most likely we're going to come back down and fill this in, most likely. So what I want to see is ideally get back above this high here. Notice once they broke above this range high here, support, once it broke down, boom. Short term, these are nice short term, but I'm not trading this short term. So what I'll be looking for is what scenario one is. We stay above this range low and we reject this low, we go back up. We go back up, shows higher highs and high lows on the 5 or 15 minute. I'm getting in long. I'm targeting this void fill, range high, and then new highs. So it's critical moment right now. If we break this, most likely we're going to want to fill this in. So at that point, the next SR level is going to be this. And the reason why I choose this is because we got a void. We got this and then a void. Yes, this is SR level as well, but I personally believe we're going to fill all this in. And then we're going to have to re-look at this again. Okay, so maybe that gives the opportunities for the altcoins to rally. Let's have a look at the other ones. Ethereum BTC, we can clearly see. I gotta draw out my charts again, but this is should give the alts the opportunity to rally. Okay, so this was the up candidate to move down, pushed up, finding support here again. Where was the range low we spoke about here? Okay, finding support there. This is probably going to push up now. And remember when I previously spoke about if we go to the 4 hour. Okay, I wanted to see once we broke out of this high here, this was the breaking market structure. Why? Is a key level, low, high, and double bottomed. Here, when we broke the market structure here, now it's ready. It should bottom out now. So it's finding support there. I push first. I think the low is in and it's going to push up, especially with Bitcoin weakening. The altcoin should start rallying now. Okay, so I think the low is in, and same levels from previously. I'm gonna have to mark them out again. Well, target one would be this. Okay, and then each swing high basically. And if I'm correct, we're going to make new highs. And when I spoke about previously on the daily basis, what was the range? Well, the range was this low here on the daily basis. Why? Because we had this high here. When we broke out of that, when we broke out of this high here, this was the first range formed, low formed, and that was the high formed. So I'm expecting higher prices all the way back up to there. Okay. Okay, that's for that. So like I said, so from the on a daily basis, on a daily range is this. Remember where you are within the bigger daily picture. Don't forget that, okay? And another thing you should always do is mark out 50% of that range, just like we've been doing in FX. Okay. So oh, fuck off. This is gonna be another critical. I think this is gonna be really important on here. Okay. So here. So, like I said, I'm personally expecting new highs, but if I mark this out, this was a breaker, right? Okay. I want to see a retest back in that breaker. What would further increase the probability would be, a clean break of that breaker. And this would be, if I'm trading on margin, this is how I would be probably compounding. And like this. Just stack FX, nothing's changed, okay? But ultimately, because of this range concept, just on the daily, this is the range low, range high. We trip the range low, go back above it, rallied away, breaking market structure. It shows the buyers have stepped in. I'm seeing this as the buyers stepping in. This is the retracement, and the second leg. Okay, so for the first is the impulse move. The impulse move shows breaks market structure, and buy stepping in. The retest of the accumulation area is when you get the big leg up, okay? Just like in FX. Let me quickly refer back to FX just so everybody understands what I'm trying to say. Euro USD, okay? I'm just gonna quickly point out an example, perfect example. Here, this is the key level, okay? Key level takes out the stops. Here is that impulse move, okay? Compare this with what we're seeing in Ethereum. It's price action. Doesn't matter what instrument it is. This is what shows us the buyers have stepped in. Okay, the impulse move. The pullback is when the real move happens. The big move. There, look at that big move. Okay, let's go back to Ethereum. See the same thing. We take on the stops. Rallied. Buyers stepping in. Retest of where they started to accumulate the longs. Okay, this is here. So here was the last set. They were saying, the way I interpret it is one last leg to get everybody fucked. Okay, here, range low, right at the range low, quick rally up, impulse move, retest. This I'm expecting new highs to form. Okay, at least to here. Does that make sense to everybody? So whenever you see this happening, wherever instrument you trade, it's just interpreting price action, and same across any instrument. It's crypto, FX, commodities. Same fucking thing, okay? That's the Ethereum that done. So ICX, okay, this is a new chart. So let's look at what's happening. If I go to daily chart for this, okay, so what's the range? Again, there's not much data to work with here, but here is a range low, you can clearly see. Okay, and I'm gonna get rid of this in a second because I don't want to create too much mess. This is the range high. We are trading within this box here. So what does the ranges do? You know, when someone asks me, all it does is scope your view. You know, zooms in as to what's happening, where we should go, where we shouldn't go. Getting rid of that, we are within here. This was the deviation one. One more deviation, there, the impulse move. So if I'm correct, minimum should be here. That's the minimum target. Okay? And so far, are we respecting that with higher highs and higher lows? Well, you can clearly see we are. And if you go to the lower time frame just to time it, well, if I get rid of this range low for a second, this is consolidation, another range low, range high, deviation. Here it popped above it, then it finds support at the range high. This is how you filter out your SR levels as well. Mark out these ranges, you'll notice the range high that we choose, that leads from the first low formed, is often the one that they use to buy off of when it breaks. Very, very often, this was the accumulation, the dealing they did. Once they break out, the new range starts. What have we been doing? Finding support above that. No clear breakdown within that range. Yes, a little spike to fill in the void, but other than that, it's finding support there. It's pushing up. So I now believe, once we broke out, what was the range? Okay, new range was this high here. And this low here. This is just further breaking it down. Okay. So we deal within it, and look how now we're staying above this range high. Can you see what I'm trying to get at now? So what's the order block formed there? Well, we've got another order block here. I personally think I want to see it stay above this range high ideally, but I think it's ready to rip now. Okay, and what's the first target would be here. Okay, can you see that? How it's looking, and then you start picturing what? Buy models. Okay, so that's what I believe is next here. Obviously, bigger picture, like I said, would be this range high here. Okay, there. That's ICX. ZIL, look at that beautiful thing. This is the same chart from the weekend. This is the range we identified. So if you missed it, watch it again. I'm not going to go over it again. Retest, it was around here on the weekend, right? I think, yep. And it's just been pushing up now. So hardcore bullish this still. Nothing's changed with this. I've got not much data to work with because it's a relative new coin. So all I can say is fuck knows how far it's going to go. But from what I've been told from trusted sources, that it's good. I mean, you can use fib extensions, yeah. So I'm going to mark out fib extension from this high to that low. Okay, so yes, you can use fib extension for possible targets. But this is Daniel, am I correct? This is going to be a long-term hold, or is it a medium-term hold? This is one of his top 4. So we've hit the 127%. You can see the rejection we've had up there, and we're above the 161.8. Next fib extension, if I want to use fibs, it's going to be this here, has a 200% fib extension. So the ZIL, this one is one of the main long-term holds, okay, with strong fundamentals behind it. So I'm holding this one personally. Okay, That's the next short-term target. That's if you look for short-term, 200%. You can clearly see how the fibs have been respected. 127%. Rejection, rejection. Once you broke out, we found support. We go for the 161.8. We've broken out of it. So far, we're finding support. That's the next one. And then I'm gonna huddle this. Okay, that's that. So I've been told strong support from Chinese developers. So let's look at a SIA coin. Well, from the weekend we spoke about this. Okay. Same thing again, exactly the same thing as the Bitcoin. The Ethereum BTC. Technicals are exactly the same. I don't even have to repeat myself for this. Exactly the same. This was the impulse move, the pull back into where they accumulated the initial longs. Target 1 would be here. I'm aiming for this as target 1, and then later on new highs. Okay, target 2. That's that there. But so far, if you break it down further, we can clearly see the accumulation that's been happening, where we broke out of this. Okay. So this was the SR level there. Resistance, 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 breakout, found support there, breakout. So the first low that was formed once we made a clean break of this was the low, and that's the high. We so far rejected this. That's fine. We may spike down and fill this in. That's my only worry. So we may do that, but as long as it stays above here, closes above here, it's good. I don't want to see it enter back into this below this low, close below this low. Okay, so this again is looking like strong support to me, and personally what I think is this is the accumulation. I think they're going to take off from here personally. Okay, if we can break above this high and establish support above that, that ultimately confirms it for me. Okay, and then that just shows that they're breaking out of the ranges and new higher prices. Okay, so if I was to mark out short-term targets, well, if we look, I'm looking at this here. Okay, inflection point this is. Why? This was a down move that led to the big spike up. Found support there, support. Once it broke down cleanly, here's the clean break we've had. Resistance. So I think they're going to be targeting this again. But if we cleanly break out of this, and then I think game on. And if I was to use stops, my stops would be then put under this low. And if we were to smash through this and come back below this again, then I would collapse the position, because then I think it's going to make a cleaner comeback. This is the pivot right now we're working within, and then something like this. Okay, that's SIA coin. Same thing, CryptoCred. I think it's just it's price action really. All it is price action. Okay, just price action. GNT, this is just consolidating right now, but I still think this is a good buy as well. If I look at the little range, so if you look at this is the SR level there. Could it fill this in? Doesn't necessarily have to. With the other altcoins, unless it's a spike down, I don't see it coming down further. But we first see when we came down, okay, from that high there, the first low that was significant was this. Why? Because what confirmed this low was, first of all, we had a little pop up here that took out this high. But it doesn't mean much that was this a stop run. But the fact that we've come down, broken it, but rejected and found support again, I think we've established a little range now. Okay, so what I'll be looking for is, ideally what would confirm it is if we break this high. That would mean that all this is accumulation range and we're popping higher. And if we look at all the other cryptos, if they're doing the similar thing, then it's up to you which one you want to take. But I like this, so I think the low is in, just like the others. But if you want a confirmation, breakout, retest, and then long. Okay, targeting where? Well, short term, it's maybe if I go to daily, yeah, that's better on the daily. I still think, okay, we're gonna be going for this high. So if I mark a little range again, is it valid to use this low here? Because I'm more comfortable using this low here. This is more, but from price action, because see the flip zone, support, breakout, resistance, breakouts above it, support. Can see that. So right now, where are we at? Right back at this low again. Okay, can you see what I'm trying to say? Get out here. See that level here? How critical that level is. They are using this as a pivot. They're placing orders above and below this level here. Mark that cross. Look at what's happening. See here, support, breakdown, resistance, resistance, break out above it, support, resistance, resistance again, break out of it, establishing support here. I'm expecting another leg up. So if I'm correct, well, I'm still expecting here, but short term, this spike high here, and then a lot higher prices. So we've got a breaker here. So I'm using the whole down move here. And where did market find resistance? Right, this was the down move that led to the move up. If I was to refine that a bit more further even, okay, I can refine it further. The last candle, okay, see that there? Right there, they found resistance, the breaker, downward to move up. So I think we're going to get a retest of that. If I'm correct on the long-term bias, then one way, if I was to margin trade, it would be a breakout. That's a pivot now we've got, okay, and there, like that. Okay, XMR. Now XMR, let's break this down. So let's go to the monthly. So on a monthly basis, right, I mean, it's not really telling me much. Okay, we're below the monthly open still, but we're making that's a low, lower low, so far higher low. Above the, if he gets back above the monthly open in this season, a wildcoin season, then it's good. Okay, so monthly is not telling me much. Weekly, okay, weekly is more interesting now. So on the weekly basis, okay, we've got this key low here. How many attempts have you had at that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts at that. Eventually it's going to start smashing up. We're above the weekly open. This looks ready to rip. Okay, which confluences our other ideas. Go to the daily. Now it gets more interesting. A deviation. Okay, so the attempts were deviations, stop runs. Okay, low, high, higher, low, and this now expanding now. Look at this small body candle, small body, small body, small body, boom, large body candle now. Okay, what would ultimately confirm it would be a break of this high here. Okay, then this whole down move, and if it breaks out, it becomes a block then. Okay, so ideally we want to see this break here. If this breaks here, then that will let loose. Okay, because this, oops, daisy. Okay, this was the down relative move up, found support there, breakdown, found resistance there. So later on, what would be further confirmation? So what I'm looking for is something like this, then like this. Okay, that's my scenario, and then a breakout, retest, and then like that. Okay, that's what I think is gonna happen now. That's XMR. XRP, well, I can only work with the daily for this, but the daily is above this, which is good. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this retesting this high here or this range low here. That's fine. Okay, that's okay. 4 hour, all I'll see doing is retesting, filling in the inefficiency. So it may pull down into here. Okay, so if I was margin trading this, probably into here, which is just at that level there. Breaking down to the H1. Okay, what's happening here? Yep, so we've got a bit of void here to fill in. So this was the consolidation that formed at that range low, so it may just want to come into here. Okay, so what that means, what's my range then? Low and then high, so I'm going to use this as the high. Okay, so we're trading within this area here, so this is a bit of inefficiency right at that. So one scenario is if it comes down to here, I want to see this low hold. If this breaks, then that's not good for us. Okay, but something like this, and then push right back up there. So I'm going to look at XRPBTC now. XRPBTC is probably looking more positive, but if I break that down to the daily, this was where we were accumulating from off. Okay, this looks better. Okay, it's pushing up nicely. So we've broken that now. So if I mark this out, so the up candle had to move down. If we can get a clean day, a break above this, that's it. It's game over for the shorts. Okay, it's game over for the shorts. It's struggling now. See the amount of time they're pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. Here, a clean break of this. This is the up candle that led to move down. If this was good to go shorts, this should have held. It's not holding. They're struggling at that. When I see, if you look at FX and you find this kind of price action on a 5-minute block, if you're looking for shorts, that is a red light. Get the fuck out. Okay, so something like this, then a retest. Okay, where they were previously selling, then they'll use you to buy once they've got a clean break out of it. So notice, this is what I want you to notice. If you want to really understand price action, notice where's accumulation happening, where they were previously selling. So if they were consolidating or accumulating here, okay, this is just accumulation. Okay, then when they break out of the accumulation, what do? A break out of the accumulation forms an order block, doesn't it? So once you got a new order block form there, then a retest, and that's why we buy the retest. Okay, then we can step in and then go higher. Okay, so that's that. Nothing's changed from the weekend for this. It's still the same. Trust TRST. Let's go to daily chart for this. Okay, so let's have a look now. maybe need more detail for this. Well, we've got this here. That's better. So we've got this. So what I ideally want to see is, okay, we've got this low here, okay? Got this low here. And I'm gonna manipulate this a bit, okay, just to test that high. So you can see that there's like a region there. Now notice, we had a clean break out of this. What did we form? An order block. So right now we're at that bullish order block, okay? This is how people like to sell. I'll see it pushing down, but we know for the bigger picture, low, high, higher, low, breakout for an order block there. This is where we actually want to start buying. We want to buy when it's moving down, okay? We don't buy when we don't chase. So it's here now. Do we have confirmation on the lower time frame? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Nothing yet. I mean, it can still easily come back down to here. Why? Because it's a void here. Okay. What's the range we're working within? So if I get rid of that for a second, okay. When we broke out of this is a range low here. So what I'll be looking for on this is, this would be a stop run. So far we've taken that, but I'll push down to here, which is within the daily block. Show me bullish price action to confirm. I want to see this low hold. Then I'm happy to step in again and then take that higher. Ultimately, I do think this goes higher. So where's the next targets? Well, we got this is the key level that stands out to me right now, is this level here. This is what stands out to me. Okay, so I personally think we're going to push up to there. Yes, we got shorter term highs, but this is the pivotal point for me. Why? Once we made that high, this was the key low made that led to another high. I believe we're going to push up into here. Okay, and a breakout out of this obviously puts us into territory for these. Okay, so it's key point here. We want to see this hold. BCCBTC. Okay, so RLC next. Okay, hasn't moved much. BCCBTC, still waiting. If I mark this out, yeah, it's not really not much is really happening with this. We're still waiting for that breakout on the 4 hour. See if we get clarity. So I still want to see. So this is a bit of a pivot going here. So if I mark this out, we've got this low here, and we've got this high here. Okay, we're trading within this. What I would like to see is, you can you see this here? This was the down move that led to the move up. Okay, breaker. What I would like to see is they haven't really proved to us that they're holding this breaker yet. So if we get rally from here now, that's when this becomes activated. Okay, and that's when they're ready to use this to buy off of. Okay, then a retest. Then that's what I'm seeing. So as it stands, I really want to see this low hold. If this starts breaking down cleanly, then I'm gonna have to step aside, and it just tells me that the market's not ready to rally just yet. Okay, but if we get that push up like I'm speaking about here now, and then a retest, then that says to me that the market is ready to rally. Okay, as for targets, well, short term we've got this level here. Okay, it's just short term, but on the bigger picture, grand scale of things, the daily, this is the one that actually stands out to me. Sorry, here I like this level here, and right at that level we've got the order block here. Okay, a clean break of this block and this SR level really puts us on for hardcore rally. That's when it really tells me, okay, then we really rally. But that's a bigger picture. Okay, so that, okay. Well, you got the picture. My lines are a bit wonky, but okay. RLC. So what's the next one? RLCBTC on Bittrex, right? Bittrex. So RLC is looking like, volumes picking up in that. Okay, just from the candlesticks alone. Fuck everything else. Looking at the volume. Fuck looking at the actual volume thing. Price action will tell you everything you need to know. There, range low, range high. Let's have a look. So the way I'm seeing it is, yep. So if I mark this out on a horizontal line basis, we can just see from a daily basis where they're accumulating. Clearly, it's here. This is accumulation. See the support level there, support, breakdown, anything is a deviation where they accumulate, rally above. What was the first low formed once they broke it? It was here, range low, that's the range high. Okay, now see here, low, high, the spike up here. Okay, again the sign push out. Now this, I prefer this kind of movement. That's efficient movement. That's strong movement. This is thin. Okay, that is just like pump and dump schemes. So what I would like to see is 4 hour. Okay, now this looks ready to me, to be honest with you. So we had this, so I'm gonna keep my eye on to here. Okay, there's a lot of levels going on here, but so when I said to you in the previous example when I gave, oh shit, it's gone. Let me see if I can get the BTC. I want to show you the example that I was looking for on there, here now. See, when I spoke about this down move, the little move up here, then it's right away. Look, we've already had that. This is the exact same price I'm looking for here. At this point, this is how it looks like. We don't have no rally yet. This is the breaker, down, little move, took out the stops. But here, there, see that clean move here? And then now we're getting a retest of that. Now I think this is ready to go up now. Okay, so I think RLC is another one that's strong. Well, I would like to see the pink box hold now. This pink box needs to hold now. Okay, it's proven to me now that they're buying off of this, so now is a good buy in my opinion. Okay, obviously range high. So if you look on the higher picture here, that's what I'm targeting. Target 1, target 2, and then ultimately there. Is that clear?